Well, back to work on the John Deere MT. Today we're going to be taking a few things off of it and getting them prepped up. You need to take this battery tray off. There's actually a door that's mounted on this side. There's a hinge that's supposed to have a bunch of screws in it. And you just twist that to open it. And it looks like we got 2 bolts down here holding the battery tray in. So to take the box out, we have a pair of half-inch deep well socket and a ratchet to get these 2 out. One here and one here. And now we should be able to take the battery tray out. Now, in order to get this side sealed out, we have to take this little, I guess, toolbox. I don't know how you get anything out of it, but we have 2 bolts down there, also half-inch. And we have 3 bolts here, here, and here. And those are all 7/16, because of course, let's use something different. And now what you've all been waiting for, ta-da, this side panel and the toolbox are off. Next thing to take off is this fuel tank. We're gonna have our fuel line. Just make sure your gas is shut off, and there'll be a 1/2 inch, and off that comes. Next, we're going to have the line coming off our water temperature gauge, and that's just held on by some clips. Fairly easy, just bend those apart. It's the same idea on the other side for all the electrical. Just pull these out. Should droop down enough to give us room to get this tank out. Then you got 4 bolts, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 on the other side, and they're 9/16 on top and a 1/2 inch on the bottom. Oh, these bolts are set up. You have a washer and a rubber dampener. Yeah, you see this one's just destroyed. And then the same thing on the bottom. Washer with a rubber dampener. Well, strike that. This will not shimmy out of here. That fuel bowl is just hitting this starter. So what I'm going to try to do is take these 2 bolts off to hold this front bracket on, kick that out of here, dip this nose down, and hopefully bring it out that way. I can't bring it this way because of this filler neck. You can't just lift up straight because you got your steering wheel, throttle, and hydraulic lines. International, this area had it figured out. You had 3 bolts and a fuel line. You could pop that tank off. It was 4 little clips and the hood came off. This one, you got 8 screws you got to half twist turn and hope they don't scratch your paint and you slip off on it. Well, okay, those 2 bolts are out. This bracket's about ready to come off, and we should be able to teeter it out of there now. Boy, they made those bolts like 2 miles longer than they needed to be, and they're way up under there. All right, well, we got that off finally. Even with this out of the way, I still had to pick up on this hydraulic line a bit more than I wanted to. Next thing, we need to get this mouse house out. Looks like there's a couple bolts down here, and yeah, that should give us access to, is that a regulator? That's what it looks like to me. Seemed to be a 7/16. Little regulator down there. Got a 7/16 holding the choke cable on as well. Got the mouse evicted. Guess we'll take this heat shield off next. Well, for the heat shield, looks like we have a 5/8 down here and a 1/2 inch up here. Well, we're gonna have to heat this one up a bit. She just ain't wanting to come loose. Well, I put a lot of heat into it and it's not wanting to come off, so I think we're just gonna leave this plate in place. Yeah, we'll have to replace the exhaust manifold at some point, but not till it starts leaking. We'll be okay. So next thing I wanna do is start stripping this down, clean it up, but that'll be in the next part.